Today, Junior?
Did I stutter?
Poker face, poker.
Ladies and gentlemen of the
Jury.
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. Did I stutter? Sorry. I don't know what those sounds were. But, you know, it's time to be vulnerable, and so I feel like you're ready for that. If you're just watching on our YouTube show, on our audience platform, Words, right now, I just came back from a walk and talk rant, so I'm wearing the exact same clothes as whenever that maybe goes up. Who cares? You don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm an angry person. Now, just stick around for a second, okay? Because I'm going to just wait, all right? At the top of every show, I read my tour dates, okay? So so just wait, all right? Just wait, and then you're going to hear it, and then you're going to get your butt up from where you are and go see me, probably, all right? I feel like your mom after you've been playing video games all day. I'm like, what do you get outside and go to my website outside. What? So I'm coming to just some places, and here they are, all right? So just wait. I'm coming to Alexandria, Virginia, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Wichita, Kansas, La Vista, Nebraska, which is Omaha, let's be honest, Davenport, Iowa, Appleton, Wisconsin, and then I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and La Jolla, California. And then I will be at the Netflix is a Joke Festival here in May in Los Angeles, okay, here in Los Angeles. So tickets at drewlynch.com. Go ahead and get them, and then just stop with everything else that you felt like you were gonna do at those dates, all right? And if you don't live in those cities, that's totally fine. Move to where I'm going. That could work as well, or you don't have to. I just came back from a walk and talk rant. I guess I've been just doing those because I'm troubled. But you know something? I don't like it either. The last one we did was one where I talked about the naysayers, which is what I think that's a word our ancestors invented. I don't know what a naysayer is, but I was just talking about how I stuttered. I still sometimes stutter because I'm just too fucking smart. I'm sorry, I sound like such a because I'm just too freaking incredible with my head. You notice every person, you might be Gen Z, and I'm sorry, but you notice I can't watch the new Avatar because he sounds so Gen Z. It bothers the shit out. Every scene, I feel like he's gonna ask for the Wi-Fi. He's like, no, that's not the problem. The problem is you don't have an outlet. I watched the original Avatar, and it's amazing, and that's a lot to live up to, but now watching the live action one, the only issue I have is with the kid that plays Aang. I feel like he's so, he's, you know, he's gonna be like, skirt. It's giving Wind vibes, and you're like, okay, please, can you not, all right, this is an ancient hymn. Stop it. Anyway, so getting back to my thing within my thing, if you're new to this podcast, by the way, guys, it's a Russian doll of situations here. Okay, it's a Russian doll of conversation. All right, something you open that, and then there's a littler one in that, and then there's a little one, and it go all the way down until, you know, whatever pops out, your gay uncle or something. You know, I don't know what happens at the end, but that's what happens, all right? It's just a lot of unpacking and unpacking. So try to stay with me here while you're listening at work or when you're on the treadmill. In doing these rants, the last one that I just did was about my battle with stuttering and how I haven't been stuttering as much lately, which I'm so freaking, I'm ecstatic about. But I have a new goal now. And the goal is to make people believe that I never had a stutter. In a distant future, all right, a utopian world, I want them to dig up videos, and I want people I want it to like a Mandela effect. That's what I want. I want years from now, I want people to not be like, what are you talking about? He never stuttered. What are you talking about? That was someone else. That's what I want people to do. I want people to be like, what the Mandela effect is like, like, did the Monopoly guy ever have a monocle? Which he didn't. Did Skechers ever have a T in it, right? Or, Bruce Jenner. There's a lot of Mandela effects. So, what I want you to believe, I want it to break up families. I want relationships to be like, what are you talking, like, what? I want people to be like on the table yelling at their relatives for holiday gatherings and be like, he never stuttered. That's how clean it's getting. And I'm sick of it myself. Sometimes I text my speech therapist and I'm like, where do you get off? How do you sleep at night knowing that I just have this word that I say so easy now? And she'll be like, that's what you paid me for. You hired me. You deliberately sought me out. And I'll be like, well, I didn't think that I would be able to get to the other side. What's your problem? Right away, I'm going to hit one of our favorite segments. It's my favorite now because it's new. And we did it last week, and I love it. Let's play the name game. Who would win in a fight? This week's Who Would Win in a Fight. This is a game I've been playing with my just myself because it's super fun. For whatever reason, people look like their names. You have to understand that. That's why it's so important when you name your child, okay? So if you're like, maybe think twice about the name Stone, all right? Be like, hey, would this fit better on a dog, right? Kind of like that. Like, like certain onesies. You'd be like, would that be better on a French bulldog? Probably. Maybe not for my baby. Good call, okay? Your baby is 6 months. You don't need the new Uggs, all right? So there are certain names that frame our faces. And I've been doing this thing now where I throw out two names just blindly, okay? Just blindly. And if they happen to be one of your names, I'm really sorry. It's not about you. It's just about the general of you, where you fight. You would bet on one of these names to beat the other one without even seeing who they are physically, but just what physically comes to your brain when the name is mentioned. And this week's is a Hannah versus a Heather. Okay? I went with the huz, right? I went with the he huz today because in the spirit of laughter and the spirit of H's really being the most difficult thing for me to say when I stutter is who wins in a fight? A Hannah versus a Heather. Fight to the death, okay? Cage match style. You don't get to see them beforehand. I'm going to take a Hannah. I am going to take a Hannah. I think Heathers I think they do their hair. And I think Hannahs are like, this is my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like a Heather prepares her day. She has a pen with a little bobbly thing at the top. And Hannah will write in crayons that she found from her kid's drawer. Like there's no rhyme or reason for her analysis. You know what I'm saying? Hannah doesn't have that. Now, I am going to afford you guys the addendum to this in that I think a Hannah, in the way it's spelled, really also kind of changes the dynamic of the fight, okay? Because if you have a Hannah where it's Hannah front and backwards the same way, same name, like a Hannah with a second H, it's almost even a fairer fight between Hannah and Heather. But if it is a Hannah without that second H, that chick is hood, all right? You need to, she will take her sandals off faster than you can say, Holy Hannah, all right? H up to the hood, because that is what that second H goes to, all right? She donates it, all right? A Hannah without that second H, I mean, she is so resourceful for what she would be willing to use as a weapon to absolutely destroy Heather in a fight. I just think, I'm sorry, Heathers. I'm sorry. You guys, Heathers keep their wits about them. You know what I mean? Heathers are kind of like, they read the brunch menu several times. They get to know the place. They might ask for a different spot. This doesn't feel right. They're just so. That's what Heathers are. Hannah's, it's a little bit improvising through life. Okay? And that's kind of who I believe is going to win a fight. She's someone who you don't really know what, she's going to come at you with her elbow first, and you're like, I've never seen that, And I feel like Heather is going to take more of a defensive step, right? Hannah's the aggressor, all right? And maybe Heather uses that to her advantage, who knows? But I got to say, if it comes down to a fight just based on names alone, I mean, I got to take a Hannah. I mean, I have to take a Hannah. Now, I've met Hannahs who are quieter, right? Who they fold up their book quietly, and then they go into the next room if they feel like they don't belong in this company. That's what a Hannah would do, right? But a Heather, I mean, even in that social situation, she's just going to kind of sit there, even if she's uncomfortable with the fact that she's trying to read and people are talking, and, it's kind of disrupting the fact that she's trying to read, and she was there first. So realistically, on principle, they should be the ones who should recognize the social situation, since they're the ones who are coming into it, right? But I mean, a Hannah, I don't want to say she's dignified, but she does have her boundaries, and she acts on them. And Heather, she kind of just, she lets it consume her. I mean, let's be honest, she is a people pleaser. And I think a Hannah with or without an H, I got to take over a Heather. So I'm sorry about that, guys and girls. Let's talk about last week. All right. And because you didn't hear about it yet, so might as well say it. Okay. I was in the airport, and that's my life. And there's not really a group of people that scares me more than terrorists, except for a traveling sports team in their youth. That is so unsettling to me. A group of dudes who are all wearing the same tracksuit, and they all have the same headphones on and slides, and it looks like Connor 9 times down to a Tyler, right? There's one Tyler and 9 Connors, okay? And then the coach's name is like Mr. Conti or something. It's like both of the names somehow. Mr. Eiler, right? Or Nurniler or something stupid, right? Where they do this a lot, where they shake their heads and then their hair kind of like, gets in their eyes, and they kind of that. If they are sitting at my gate, I will not take that flight. I can't. I'm too scared. That is the team I never made as a sports inadequate. And that's fair. I don't have resentment towards it. I'm just telling you, I never fit in with those dudes. They've got like they got like zits that are like, a few days past their prime, and you're like, dude, that you should have got rid of that. That's the type, and they're kind of like, they sink down as far as they can in the airport seat for whatever reason. They try to get their neck completely parallel to the seat, and then their back is like where your butt is, and then their legs and pelvis and feet are freaking hanging out in all of the walkway. That apparently is what the way that young boys in sports sit, I guess. You know, can we get someone's grandma in there with a ruler to just kind of, where's Julie Andrews? Can we get her to get him ship shape, as she would probably say, right? Sit up. I can't. I couldn't. I couldn't. I can't. I couldn't. All right. I can't be around it because I feel like the judgment. There's something about them being able to look up from their phone and just look at me and be like, I know they're making fun of me. I don't know. I I can just feel it. I don't trust it. All right. And when I was in the airport, there was a guy who was sitting next to, like, they sat down, and I'm sitting in a dark corner by an outlet, weeping for what's to come. And there is a guy who is sitting up on the chairs, and then the team arrives, okay? Like platoons, all right? They fall in, all right? It's an army of chickens showing up. And they start taking the seats, like dropping all their things. They have like 9 bags. And they sit next to this guy, this poor old timer, right? And the guy says, What do you guys do? What are the saber snitches or whatever? They've always got some stupid name. Like, what are the Billy Buffaloes? Whatever their sports thing is. And the kid, one of the Connors, probably takes off his one headphone. They don't ever take the full headphones off. You know what I mean? They can only afford you removing the one. What's up, old man who's lived for 60 years on this earth, longer than I have? What's going on? Oh, what's that? You could potentially bestow wisdom and impart advice down onto me that I could apply. But I'm only gonna listen with one ear, and then the other is got fucking Lil Nas X. Oh, what's that? Okay. And the guy says, "What do you guys do? What's your sport?" And you hear little con man say, "We do hockey." Yeah. So go, Nashville Nectarines or whatever their stupid name is. And he goes, "Dang, wow, okay. You guys, I was never able to travel with my sports team. How old are you guys?" And then the kid, he goes, 16, right? And then the older guy goes, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. And that's where I disagreed. I disagree with that guy. If I ever get to be that age and have that level of patience and grace, where I end up talking to one of these young little frickin' water guns, I don't know. I said water. I'm not going to call them young guns. All right. I just don't find them to be as much of a threat. They're more of it's more of a pest. Okay. Like a water gun can really get you in your eye and mess up your day. I mean, a gun will kill you, but a water gun, it's just like, come on, dude, seriously. So these little Nerf twerps. There we go. Look at that. I would have made a fine bully. I just came up with that. These little Nerf twerps, okay? These little water guns. If I ever have the patience and grace to ask them what it is they do and where they from and how old they are, okay? I'm not going to be one of these old timers who says, enjoy it. I will never say that. I will never, ever say, enjoy it. I know we're all older and we get to that age where you hear somebody say, man, if I could go back and enjoy that time. No, do not enjoy it. Just like I didn't enjoy my time when I was 16. I want it to be miserable for you, just like it was for me. That's 100% what I would say. I will 100,000,000%. No decibel, no cap. Say to them, I hope it's miserable. I would be like, oh, how old are you? He's like 16. I'll be like, okay. I hope it sucks. I hope you get rejected, and I hope you get into a fender bender where you don't have your dad's insurance handy. And I hope it's absolutely the worst. I hope you have to take your PSATs 5 times because you learn in a different environment than most people, and you're unsure about college, and then you decide that you do go, but you don't really get much of a scholarship. That's what I hope happens for you. I do hope that. I hope your skin gets like acne on both. I hope you get acne on both your chin and your forehead. And so it's almost even difficult to look at the center of your face because it's just surrounded by acne. And I hope you don't grow much either. That's what I hope. I hope it is absolutely devastating. I hope there's, at-home problems a little bit. I hope behaviorally you see the other side of a detention desk a few times. Yeah, that's what I hope for you. I hope it sucks. I hope there's nothing that you enjoy, because I didn't when I was 16, because I worked hard and I had to get a job and I was socially and this, and I didn't friggin' know what am I going to do with my future, and I don't know, I'm inadequate, but I got to find myself, and I'm getting rejected. And what do you mean enjoy it? You do not get to enjoy this part. Old timer gets to enjoy it, all right? 30s and up, you get to enjoy. 20s, sure. But 16, absolutely not. I hope the worst happens for you when you get new clothes for back to school. That's what I hope. I hope it's terrible. I hope you crease your new Jordans, Connor, right there, because apparently that's a big deal. I hope someone cuts the tag off too. Yeah, you're supposed to keep the tag on. Oh no, someone cut your tag off. Oh no. You got them big shoes that are way too big for you that you have to ostrich walk to first period. That's what I hope happens for you, bud. I hope it's terrible. I hope you look ridiculous. And I hope there's photo evidence of it too. You don't even have, just digital footprint for eons and eons of your past, that when you become the old timer, young con man, all right, and you become Mr. or Mr. Con, or Mr. Honor, there you go. How about that? How about you drop the C, grab the H over from Hannah, and now you're Honor. How about that? Okay? I hope you look back at your digital footprint and you say, I was an idiot for enjoying it. Do not enjoy it. Okay? That might be too intense. I'm really sorry about that. But anyway, let's go to another fun section, okay? This is where I talk about my gripe. As if that last one wasn't a gripe. Here we go.
That's my gripe.
What the
That's my gripe.
That's my gripe. In that same vein of bullying, let's just keep it going. I was a short bodied boy. I was a short frame, okay? I was a little short frame. And I still am, so just, all right, let me go ahead and just, let me say it. And you have no idea how much money I have lost to vending machines. Do you understand? That I don't have the physical capability for when the vending machine decides that the claw is not going to actually open all the way and my bag of chips will be slightly stuck behind it, that I don't have the physical fortitude to be able to jostle that thing so my Cool Ranch fucking falls down to me. Do you understand how I've had to pay twice as much to get half the booty? That's me. Oh, cool, vending machine. Just take another $1 from me. Yeah, I got bullied by things that weren't even real. I gave my lunch money to, that's how bad my bullies were. I had to give my lunch money twice to something that wasn't even asking for it. That is how physically unformidable I was and probably still am. Okay? Because I wasn't going to shake it. What am I going to humor the people around me by attempting to try and... And what am I going to punch it? What am I going to shake it? No, I'm the kid that you send up through the... I'm the kid that you look at to see if the slot is big enough to get through, to maybe just go into the vending machine. Okay? That was a rather short, that's my gripe, but that's my... All right, that's my freaking gripe this week. Man, I'm having a fat week. You know, do you know what I mean? You ever had a fat week where you feel it, you feel fat? You're just a little fatty, and you can't stop it. You can't. You like, I was fat yesterday. I'm not gonna get skinny today. What am I gonna try to do it today? I got too much going on today. I have a Zoom at noon. I can't be skinny today. I'll need my energy. So I should probably, what am I going to drink water today? I can't do that. I need a shake. I need a shake. All right? Like a vanilla shake would just help me get through this like right now. Like I did yesterday. I'm fat this week. I just can feel, and you get your friends who are like, no, what are you you look great. My wife is like, what are you saying? You look great. No, I can feel it, all right? There's a little less give in your pants and your shirts. It's a sweatpants week. That's what it is. And there is sweat within these pants. There is. Because of how fit I am this week by trying to move around. You just kind of feel it. When you do a set of stairs, you're it takes you a second to kind of recoup. I'm not proud of it, but it's a fat week, man. I'm a fatty. I'm a little fatty batty. It just starts. It starts with I could take a day for myself, and you can't. Do not take a day for yourself. Stop this. All right? The greatest generation, they had it right. Whatever our parents were, or our parents, I don't know, the X or Y's or boomers, or I don't know. One of the generations, they never let themselves get a massage or, ever had a gift certificate. If they got a gift certificate to some sort of pampering or a sound bath, they would rip it up in front of your face and say, no days off because I have 12 kids, right? And that's really what it is. The second that you let yourself let your guard down, you're disappointed and you're upset that you let yourself do that, okay? Because then you have to work all the way to get yourself back, It's like pushing a cart up a hill, and you're going to do it, right? But it's just better to just kind of continue every day to do that, all right? And don't hit the brake. You just kind of it's slowly but gassing your way up, all right? And the one day where you're like, you know what? A soft pretzel sounds good. Back to the bottom. Back to your little fat bottom. Yep. That's what happens. And that's what's happening this week. Yep. And there's certain places that I have to avoid as a former fatty batty. Okay? A fatty batty is just a kid that has a personality. Okay? So that's what I am. I'm a former fatty batty. Okay? where I'm dependable. If you tell me about your little get together, I will probably show up, and I'm probably going to get a housewarming gift as well. That's who I am. Okay. Because my time as a 16-year-old was tough, and I did not enjoy it, and that's why I am the way I am. But there's certain things. I can't even go to certain places because of how much of a fat bat I am. Like a mall. I was in the mall the other day. Why? I was in a mall, and I knew why I was there. I was mostly there for the food court. I try to hide. Like, this is the difference between former fat people and everyone else. You guys go to squeeze into your little cute outfits and how do I look and blah, blah, blah. And then happen to get hungry and maybe you find something at the food court, right? We go and pretend to shop so we can eat at the food court. Do you understand the difference here? Okay? A soft pretzel, I like the little cheese. I won't. The warm cheese that comes with a soft pretzel, I would stock in a safe somewhere. And pull it out with bars of gold in my 401k. I'll be like, take it out of my paycheck. I don't care. Give me the little gluttonous cups of weepy cheese, and let me let me curdle that gourd. Oh my God. Amazing. Okay. And that day just really set me off. And now all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? Cheese isn't I missed cheese, dude. I missed it. I missed cheese and carbs. And nobody's going to stop me. Hell no. What are you going to, what, you ever try to, what? You're going to stand between a mother bear and her cub? Well, I guess that doesn't work. She doesn't eat her cub. But you know what I'm saying. Don't stand between me and my prey, which is a cup of cheese for a soft pretzel, extra salted. And then it just it opens the rest of everything up. Once you have that, then you go back and you're like, okay, I've been neglecting Pop-Tarts. I haven't had a friggin' bowl of cereal in forever. Gosh, I mean, let's do that. I haven't had a candy bar. What are Flamin' Hot Cheetos? Remember those? I remember those. Oh, remember because your childhood was so difficult that you ate a lot, but you had somewhat of a metabolism that could kind of, you know. And then you suppress that as you get older, as you're an adult, and you're like, no, I simply couldn't, you know, I can't. I have meetings, so I can't have cheetah dust in my nails. I simply can't, you know. I do quinoa crackers now. That's respectable, right? And vegan cheese, you know, I do it with soy. I'm an adult. But once you have something, then you're one bite into a soft pretzel away from snorting Fun Dip and shooting a cup of Gushers afterwards. That's literally how fragile fattiness is for me. Sorry, sometimes I bark. Really sorry about that. All right, so let me tell you this one thing, okay? This was an embarrassing thing that happened, I don't know, not too long ago, somewhat long ago. Do you care? No? All right, I was at a bakery, all right? This was yesterday. I tried to make it seem like it was a while ago. No, I don't know. It was some time ago. But then when I said it was at a bakery and you already heard that it's my fat week, you knew. You were like, oh, it was today. Anyway, so I'm having a fat year. I'm having a fat decade. And so whatever. Yesterday, 2 days ago, this morning, all three, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Don't take notes. I went to a vegan, no, it was a gluten-free bakery or a vegan bakery, whatever. One of the ones that I justify in my head so I can eat more of it. Oh, this is so real. Because I'm so fat. So I'm like, you know what's going to make me less fat is if there's a little sticker that says gluten-friendly. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to look it up online. I'm going to drive to it. And I'm gonna have a whole box of whatever is gluten-free in that establishment. So gluten-freeness is what so I went to this bakery. They were so nice there. Everybody was like, "Welcome, come on, have a fresh baked, not real bread, whatever, a little almond flour fillet or something." Okay, it's amazing. Whatever. I don't know why flour is so much worse than almond flour or whatever else they're using for my cruffins or whatever. But a cruffin, I guess, is a croissant muffin that I just made up. But for whatever reason, almonds are better for me. All right, in my head, I'm like, I'm eating nuts right now. It's just protein. Haha. Meanwhile, there's 8 pounds of icing on top of it. They're serving me so good, and they got a box, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take it to the office. They don't know. They don't know. Except the one lady did. She was like, hey, you're a comedian, and I was like, okay, shit, I don't have an office. That sucks. Yep, this whole box is for me. I'm a fraud. I am a bold-faced, fat-faced liar. Whole box is for me. The eclair, you can just put it right in my cleavage, and I'll suck it up from my titties right now. That is genuinely how fatty batty I am, okay? And she's like, no, it's okay. Here's more on the house. Here you go. You look like you're having a fat week. Have some more. She gave me free effing pastries. That is the last thing I wanted, all right? I want to pay full price for a small portion, okay? I stuttered there, sorry. A small portion, all right? And then you just give me that. I want to overpay for a small portion, okay? Because stop enabling me because you appreciate my success. I am not here for having my success because of my stupid, dumb jokes. Get me fatty yolks. Damn it. Not on my fat week. Why couldn't I have gone to a juicery and they're like, here's another celery shot. I love your podcast or whatever. Here you go. Have that. And I'm not this person, all right? And I'm not the person who says I'm not this person either. I am genuinely not the type of person who's like, anyway, so I went down to this bakery, right? And I got recognized and they just threw me some free shit. I didn't even pay. That's not me, okay? You guys know this. But the lady was so nice and she gave me extra carbs, and so she was like, and can we take a picture? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, all right. But there's a line of people, okay? Luckily there's other people who are helping. There's other employees who are helping people, okay? But the girl comes around the counter to do a little selfie, and we do a selfie, and I hold up the box or whatever, and then it was over, all right? And I was it's super nice to do it. That was super nice of them to do that for me. And of course, I would never expect it. It's it's always a surprise, and it's always that's a whatever. It's such a nice thing. So I start to leave because I'm already ashamed for the fact that I'm in the place, and I'm ashamed that I could potentially be holding people up. I don't want to do that, so I'm trying to get out of there. But the next girl in line, she's I don't know, 15, 16, 17, I don't know, whatever these kids are, all right? She's there with her dad, okay? Or her captor, I don't know, some guy with a mustache, all right? And she sees the interaction of me with the lady who did the camera fucking thing with the selfie, and she goes, "You look familiar." Okay? And I was like, I get it. That's her first thought. Maybe something else right? Could have been. She's old enough to have been able to come up with another thought, all right? So I'm going to push it to maybe 16 or 17, all right? All right? She's getting to that age where she can start to have thoughts other than just the first one. But the problem is she just kept repeating that. I can help. If she were to say, you look familiar, you know, what is it that you do? Or something like that, right? That would be the next thing. Or, you know, oh, you seem, can you help me figure out how I know you? You know, or something like that. But that's not it. That's not what she did. She just kept going, you look familiar. And I don't know what to say. I'm not going to assume that you know me because of something. You know what I mean? I'm not that, I just don't have that way about me. I'm not someone who's like, yeah, that's me. Anyway, take a donut, bitch. Like, I'm not that person. So I'm not going to sit here and have you hold up the line while we conspire and have this coagulated moment to be able to come up with how I fucking look familiar to you. It could be from your laundromat. You know what I mean? It could be literally from your, like, we could do laundry, and we could, whatever. We could have the same insurance provider. I don't know. Why is that on me? I have a million videos on the internet. It's maybe one of them. But I'm not going to say, was it this one? Was it this? Maybe it's this, right? Because if I'm wrong, I look like an asshole. And she'd be like, because then she could be like, no, I work at Target and you come in there sometimes. And I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, now I just assumed that I was the braggadocious, all right? A braggadocious, all right? Which is like a meat-headed sort of brag. There we go. And so that sucks now. Now we're in a weird spot because you're holding up people and you just she just continue. It was so, I'm not mad at her. I am so socially, like, trying to maneuver and be aware and be respectful. And there's a line of people. And so now everybody else is like, oh, they're not there. They're not there for that. They're there to get their pastries because they're having their fat week. That's why. But she just kept going, you look familiar. And as I kept, and I didn't know what to say, so I was just like, oh, yeah, okay. And then I just kept, like, slowly backing away with outside the bakery. Like, my back to the exit, just like, yeah, all right, maybe. I hope you figure it out. I don't know. Do I drop clues? Do I do 2 truths and a lie? How am I supposed to help you here? What do you want me to say? You can't just go, you look familiar. You look familiar. She just kept saying it louder. You look familiar. You look familiar. Just chasing me down the street. You look familiar. What am I going to say? Like, yes, I'm your we were in an orphanage together. That's what I should have said. We were in an orphanage, and they took you instead of me. I should be like, oh. Anyway. Enjoy your pastries, you know, something like that. I hate talking about stuff like this. I genuinely do, because I don't like it, all right? I have a massive imposter syndrome. So any person who's like, I enjoy your work, I'm like, you fucking liar. It wasn't me. But I'm just here to give, okay? I just want people to enjoy the whatever, all right? I hope you're happy. Be happy. And have guilt-free pastries. Do that for yourself. I'm suffering on the other end of it, but you can't shout at me. You look familiar. You look familiar. Like you're the store clerk in Home Alone who says, "Son, you have to pay for that. You're gonna have to pay for it. You have to pay for that. You have to pay for it, son. That's literally how that felt. So I reacted almost just like Kevin did. I wanted to turn and run, and drop slippery, sweaty brownies behind me so people would trip if they started coming after me. Okay, guys, this is one of my favorite segments here on the podcast. It's a bad vice. Bad vice. Here we go, team. Feller here asks me, what do you call an ex-girlfriend of 10 years who gets pregnant 6 months after cheating? A slut. Anyway, that's our episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. Feel free to, if this is on our YouTube channel, subscribe. I do this every week, and we do videos all the time. I'm excited to catch up with you guys this same time next week. Did I Stutter with Drew Lynch? We'll talk to you.